What does that mean? That boy needs therapy. Da-da-da. Lying down on the couch. All right. Copy video Earl. Ba-ba-ba. Let's see if we can get young Bradius up in here. All right. That was about that time. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Alas, nobody bought me the van for free, which is a crying shame. I have to do it myself. Oh, all right, what are we here? Let me see. Da, da, da. That boy needs therapy. Apparently it's psychosomatic. Spoon says the song is fucking awful. You can't be serious. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Yeah, they're arguing over this fucking rich men north of Richmond. I mean, he's got a good pun in the title. Like, what the fuck do they want from me? I wonder if I can, like, set my fucking own status. Set custom status. Let's see. There we go. Well, I'll just set it as my fucking status and maybe it will embed. Nabilone, under the CERN sesamet, synthetic cannabinoid with therapeutic use as an antiemetic and adjunct analgesic for neuropathic pain. Okay, yeah, they're making all this new weed that's not weed somehow. I love CBD. It's like weed, but it doesn't work. That shit never did anything for me. I didn't feel any reduction in joint pain. Only the reduction in pain of having joints. But I digress there. Lord. All right, well, we're going to be doing a bunch of rewriting on this thing, and that means that I will be paying less attention than ever to the chat because it is a painful thing. We tried all day to rewrite this horse shit, and it didn't go well. The chapter was originally written almost as a comedy, and this very like pun-heavy, goofy style that just didn't work for the tenor of the story there. And we like guttered out after see this one paragraph here. This is as far as we got. And I couldn't get any further. So Jiro was with me, and Jiro was talking about, suffering is progress. But really, suffering is not progress, really and truly. Nothing is progress. Nothing is happening that is not happening. Something is happening that is not happening at all. So anyhow, we got to get this shit done. It's raining here in New York City, in Bedford-Stuyvesant, home of the livest ones. So I sat down and thought, like, how do we fix this fucking chapter? Because I was spinning my wheels for roughly 2 hours yesterday and got nowhere, and really quite embarrassing to be like on stream. Let me see. Yeah, we unbanned Incog from the stream, so you can see him now. Anyhow, so I really thought about it, and it was bumming me out for most of the day, and I just played video games and jacked off as normal. And then I was late at night. I was just like playing video games on one screen, and like the other eye is like tracking YouTube on the other screen until I was wall-eyed as Dab Guy. And I started getting into a hole of those old Marco Pure white streams. Not streams, but he made all these commercials for this company called Knorr, which is just like some British we make everything company. And after years as like a 5-star chef, he was just like, you know what, I'll just take the money. And he, there are a million of these on YouTube, just him like cooking very simple recipes. And it's just total meme fruit. Everything he says, people just repeat in the comments over and over and over again. And somehow he is both like hilarious and serious when doing these things. There's no chat. What the fuck are you talking about? There's chat right there. I can see it appearing on my screen. I think this shit is working. And that, let me see. Yeah, it's right up there at the top of the screen. Yeah, it's in the top corner. Your shit is fucked up, Milkness. Anyhow, I've seen about 1 million of these Marco Pure white ones, and also the Gordon Ramsay, like his kitchen nightmares and shit like that. And so at some point he was like talking about his process while he's cooking, and he's talking about continually tasting so you can get an idea of what change you're making each time. Like the cooking of this dish is almost like a magic spell where each one of the steps has like a slight impact on the overall presentation. And one thing he talked about there was he's like, the whole time I'm cooking something, I have an end goal in my mind. I have like a sensation that I want to create at the end of it. Like I want this piece of lamb to be like crispy on the outside and inside crawling with maggots, or whatever he actually said at the time. But he talked about two things as he was going on. One was like continually tasting in progress, so he could tell like how the transition was going there, which is kind of similar to the way that when we're reading something aloud, what we're really doing is allowing me to kind of like taste the text, because like as I've said before, it's like processing in a different part of my mind than when I'm consciously writing, and I'm able to get some distance from it and actually like kind of taste what's going on, like feel what it might like be for a reader, which is very difficult for a book that I am so very intimately involved in. I've been working on this for a decade. And then the part that was sticking to me was just like having a sense of the goal, like what you wanted, and visualized and so forth in the thing. So here, if we look at our goal, we show Revel and El Shalah are lost, and we show them giving up. And then I think I deleted the rest. This is just it. We don't actually say what our goal is succinctly, and you can see where I'm like meandering. So at the end of this, we want to do several things. Like in this chapter, well, I don't even need to say that. We want to display the relationship dynamic between El Shalah, and everything is, like it will not plan itself. A book of 1,000 pages, like you have to have some kind of structural integrity, or it's just a fucking mess. And I wasn't doing this the last rewrite. This is something new that I learned with the last couple of novels that we're working on. I've got it for other novels too. Here, open recent. Here you can see my chart for Vassanane, where I talk about, no, this is just the concept one. Okay, so you can see, here's another one that we're talking about, and I break it down to each individual day of the story. And this one is harder because there are more characters in it. It's like a Pulp Fiction-esque type thing. So we want to relationship dynamic. We want to okay. We don't show them giving up. So critical here is to first, like, what's the feeling that we want the reader to have here? So this is two people who they just got robbed, right? And so that's an interesting feeling. Like when somebody steals something from you, you have this sense that you have to get the thing back. Like the last thing that got stolen from me was, hold on, let me see. I think I'm wearing pants. I can actually get this. Okay. So this guitar pedal, I got one shipped to me from fucking Lord knows where. I think Washington State. So this is a purple. It is a phase-linked looper, and they're very difficult to come by. The company that makes them only just made a limited batch of these, and at the time they were completely unobtainable. So a guy shipped it to me, and then some dude came along and fucking ripped open the box and took it. Well, if you look at this device, there's zero chance that he knew what the fuck to do with the thing, and 100% it was just immediately thrown in the trash or hawked for like, I don't know, one hit of Fent or whatever stupid shit this package thief did. And so I had the guy's description. I got him on my cameras and stuff. And I literally probably spent like 2 hours just riding around on a bicycle looking for this dude, and then I would have beaten his fucking brains in. And, I can buy another one of these pedals, or I can't now because I got no money. But at the time, I could have just bought another one. But the feeling of somebody took something from you and you're going out to get it back is one I think a lot of us have experienced. Like, I'm sure you've had like a bicycle stolen or a tricycle stolen or your girlfriend stolen, and that initial feeling like, I want to get it back. So show, all right. The guild. The other thing that happens in this chapter is that, so they've just gotten fucking ripped off. And they got ripped off because they were busy getting high, right? They were like mid-fucking when this shitty little thief breaks in and takes their shit. And they've wounded him. And so both of them have lost something here. Revel has lost his fancy dagger because it's stuck in the guy's arm. El Shalah has lost her father's magic orb. And the consequences are severe because if her father comes back, she has to tell him, like, hey, we saw the orb getting taken. We were in your bedroom. It's like, well, why were you in my bedroom? It's like, because we were fucking there. Does not want to have that conversation, is afraid, and rightly so, of her father. So we need to establish those things. That's some work that we can get done in the chapter that right now is not doing. It's just like a couple of yahoos wandering around in the dark. All right, and so it's like it's pitch black outside, as pitch black as it gets here. And it is raining outside, so I spent some time like walking around, feeling out what was happening there. All right, all that in the service of, we have to rewrite this chapter. And what was I looking up? How dark was Rome at night? Cool. And then, here we go. Whew. All right, all right. So as Rigel howled to the rafters, the ones he'd robbed were after him, half the city away. All right, cool. I like that. We have a little internal rhyming, but we start to introduce. Oh, you missed the whole. I'm glad you missed yesterday. This is a fucking slog. We got nowhere. We started on this chapter, and you can see exactly where I'm. Right back where I began. As Rigel howled to the rafters, the ones he'd robbed. All right, cool. Oh yeah, last night you spilled half a glass of rum and coke into the keyboard, and there was no quick fix, alas. Yeah, my experience, just throw that fucker out. No amount of cleaning will get rum and coke out of a keyboard. I just got a new one myself. It was like a Corsair K70 without the keypad. Don't buy that one. It doesn't come with a wrist rest. So now I've got like this detached wrist rest for it. It fucking sucks. But I like the K70 in general, the one with the actual wrist rest and the keypad. I would buy that again. But I don't know, you're one of those like keyboard purists where you're like hand minting your own keycaps, and there's like a bowling ball and polyurethane or whatever like encapsulated in the key, or and just steal something from the school. I would see you more as like one of the steal a keyboard from work type of people, Rongulus, really and truly. Oh, I like that. So here we're getting what do I want to call it? There is like a kind of shifty secret rhyme, which I'm sure that it's more like half rhyme than whatever. Like rafters half after him, scoured the swamp streets with mounting desperation. Wet and still wasted, they scoured the swamp streets of the courtier. I don't want to put in no easy feat because it's cliche. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Yeah. No, no, let's not do the disown distraught. What do you do to get disowned? We actually added that in chapter one because this is a new addition to this edit here. So in chapter one, it's revealed that some Terhal-Jatani ambassador gets real handsy with El Shalah, and Revel challenges him to a duel. But the guy is much better at fighting than Revel. Revel has been learning kind of like Mall Kung Fu in terms of swordsmanship. And so the Terhal-Jatani is just kicking the shit out of Revel. He puts him on his back. He's like got his blade over his throat, and then he starts to laugh at Revel. And so Revel is like, all right, cool. And he does this maneuver where he rolls over and chops off the guy's hand. And he has like a big scar down the side of his neck where he nearly got filet-o-fished. So, yeah, they talk about that duel there. And so this is a cowardly act. And the people of Terhal-Jatan are definitely outraged by their maiming of the ambassador. Relations with Terhal-Jatan in the story are never good. Like if it's been around for so anyhow that's why he's disowned here, and forced to like shack up with the horse-faced sorceress. Disowned. Oh yeah, I mean you would have to. He's like trying to. Terhal-Jatan can crush Laz like a bug. So he really does not have a better option, and they're still gearing up for war. With like even it's going to be a pretext for war, unbeknownst to them. Probably I'm just extemporizing this on the fly, although you never have to say extemporizing on the fly. It's redundant. But in any house, improvising here. Let's just say that it's likely that the ambassador went there to give insult to these people and was therefore looking for a pretext for war. So he's not exiled at this point, but he might as well be because he's ostracized and disowned. That's why I don't remember soldiers spitting on him. When did that happen? Oh, we said that the soldiers. Fuck. Was that later in the story? Where were we? I don't remember. Soldier. Oh yeah. No, he's like flashing back to it in the chapter where they're talking about. Cool. Yeah, he is indeed penniless, and they do use pennies in this. We use the standard. Really, I should be like a little bit creator. Oh yeah, we're sticking with broke. Penny to his name is cliche. Um, well, let me see. Are you saying why broke is better? Yeah, it's because penny to his name is cliche. It's repeated through. Good. It should be abrupt. There's a reason why this term is a popular one. Like, I'm broke, right? Broke kind of, when you say it, it ends possibilities, right? If something is broken, a break is abrupt in general. If you're broke, it's like, hey, you want to go out with me? It's like, no, I'm broke. That's the end. You're not going to fuck her. You know? So it can be abrupt. We're not reading through this yet, though, because we're still rewriting it. So we might think about like a fancier name for. Well, it's flowery right now, right? The chapter is almost like incandescent purple, right? It's like blinding the eyes, and in fact, nobody could read this horseshit the way that it's written. Um, so this rewrite is like taking out all the places where I thought I was clever, but not actually. So if you see something that actually is clever that I'm gutting, let me know. But I think most of it is just up my own ass. All right, so okay, let's take a look at. So this is the first place where we really name the gate orb. Let's take a look. I always do that the wrong way. Porta orb. I think we did this already. I know that I've done this at least once. Just trying to think if we can come up with a better name for this cocksucker. Get the orb. It's a cognate. What do the Welsh call it? Orb porth. What are the orbuba? A new body orb. Oh, I kind of like that. All these people do not have names for the word orb. That's what's happening here. Their root is porta orb. Let's see. We want the. It's understood. It's implied that she was. She never sucked cock. And I don't think she sucks cock at any point during. Oh no, I take that back. Get to orbo. Sfera de Calcancelo. What do the Irish do it? Gita orb. I don't even know where the Bambara people are from. Dakon min bewele ko orb. I can't pronounce that at all. Sfera vorot. I like vorot orb. No, I can't pronounce that. Urbe de Porto. Holy shit. El germ a survival al walaba. That's not. None of this is doing it for me. All right. Can I read Cyrillic? No, I cannot. I can barely read Arabic, and I've forgotten most of the letters. This is the Jingrum El Smawakyo. I guess that's like I'm. Yeah, it's been many, many years. I really should have just moved to Egypt after I got out of the service. But I would have like 20 children right now and probably be dead and in hell. Yeah, like at that point in my life, I really could have done the like fake convert to Islam and just hook up with a bunch of wives type situation. No, so here we have like the two want to die situations and they don't work. Mm-hmm. 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 Perfect. All right. Slog territory. Oh, this is we're flying compared to yesterday because we actually finished the. Mm-hmm. All right, let's check out this new paragraph that we have forged. As Rigel howled to the rafters, the sorceress is robbed. Oh no, this is shit. Um, oh, I like sorceress and swordsman a little better there. As Rigel howled to the rafters, the sorceress and swordsman he'd robbed hunted after him. Oh, that's way too long. See, now I'm hypercritical. As Rigel howled to the rafters, the sorceress he'd robbed hunted after him. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So we move the names down a little bit, just so that we can get some of the swordsman and sorceress alliteration there, and like break up the syllables in this line a little. While Rigel howled to the rafters, the pair he'd robbed hunted after him. Wet and still wasted, the sorceress and swordsman scoured the swamp streets. Holy shit! I'm the one that has to do this reading too, so. Wet and still wasted, the sorceress and swordsman scoured the swamp streets with increasing desperation. Both suspected it was hopeless. Hopeless as it seemed, neither would relent. Disowned and broke. So this is like I do this a lot in my opening paragraphs, where it's like a side sentence, a side sentence, a side sentence. It's not good. Disowned and broke. Revel had. Okay, cool. So we can break it up. We can break up that little bit there. Neither would relent. Disowned and broke, Revelry Ramus had no means to replace the silver dagger. For her part, El Shala. Mm-hmm. Cool. And let's cut out the gate orb. There. El Shala couldn't possibly tell her father she'd allowed a thief to break into the tower. Ooh, I like escape unscathed, yeah. Oh, well, let's not delete the entire fucking line that I just liked. Okay, let's try our new paragraph. While Rigel howled to the rafters, the pair he'd robbed hunted after him. Hmm. Ooh. Yeah. Alright, fuck it. Wet and still wasted, the sorceress and Sorb. Oh, yeah, why are we repeating what they're fucking doing there? As Rigel howled to the rafters, the ones he'd robbed scoured the swamp streets. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So let's take our next paragraph that we're trying to shoehorn into this whole. See, look at all these. Uh, ugh, the struggle is real. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, I like guards were gone a little bit better. All right. As Rigel howled to the rafters, the ones he'd robbed scoured the swamp streets. As Rigel held to the rafters, the ones he'd robbed scoured the swamp streets for the thief. Wet and still wasted, the sorceress and swordsman searched. I almost want to say that they're wet and bereft. Uh, so that's even if it's a karma slight. Hold on, this. Mm-hmm. All right. Hold on. Fuck. The two we'd robbed. Uh. Mm, ugh. This is the worst. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, thanks, Imperanot. Yeah, really glad to have the wisdom from Maya Angelou there. Fuck. My suffering is limitless. Uh, mm-hmm. Oh, she's writing. I don't think she's writing prose there, so I'm not sure that. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. Mm-hmm. Uh, I want to like work in like chasing their tails, but it's just putting in more cliche. Mm-hmm. What I want to know is if it's dark and raining, what trail were they likely to even see if there was one? No trail. They're out here because they're desperate. Yeah. No, they. She is an apprentice. She does not have access to any kind of magic where she could track this guy down. Furthermore, like the fact that he was wearing that necklace of snake lead would fuck up any kind of scrying. And I think we might mention that like a little later in the story. But she's just making an excuse. She doesn't know how to do that kind of magic. Part of this character is that she was supposed to be studying all summer and instead was shacking up with her oafish boyfriend and getting high. So that's a key component of the character. So you feel we need to specify? Well, we definitely don't need to make it clear in this introductory paragraph, which we're struggling to get through. Okay. Yeah, that actually fixes the problemo there. Well, you mentioned the thief's trail. Well, he leaves a trail. He's bleeding. There's a blood trail. So. Mm-hmm. So they never caught any. Well, so Rebels saw him like dash out the door, and El Shala would have like made it down the stairs. So they go after this guy. Let's see. I mentioned the trail, but it's never. Mm-hmm. 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 Are there two L's in Unraveler? Oh God. Oh, look at this cover. Fuck me. Oh. In a world where anyone can create a life-destroying purse, only one person has the power to unravel them. Oh. 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 Well, she's got a bunch of good ratings. Maybe it's good. Fuck. All right. Well, she uses two L's, so that's the problem with writing anything and taking like a long time, is people are constantly putting out other shit. But there's no chance to be original any longer. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I think in the initial at some point definitely Rebel was like, why don't you just magic him up? And she tells him to fuck off because she can't do it. It would be an interesting action to throw in for what it's worth, and the interaction is there. It's just later, right? Because dialogue would fuck us up here. Um, let's see. No, I like the idea of there being like a huge blood trail. Mm-hmm. Ugh. Fuck. Yeah, I'm like not taking my own advice. I'm gonna have to rewrite this whole fucking thing off stream if I'm not careful. This is this is killer. The second day in a row with this horse shit too. Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to ask if this part of the yes is necessary. It's a necessary plot component because their pursuit goes on for days and days. It's really just the problem is like one, I'm taking feedback when I ought to just be plowing through this horse shit, and we're like questioning the veracity of the reality of the constructs, which means we're not focusing on the language. We're just trying to fix like three things at once, and really we just like I just meant to plow through this fucking language. So it's just it's kind of like like people are just well, it's on me honestly because I need to focus. But yeah, not easy to like be focused on like fixing the language and being like, oh well, actually the reality of this chapter doesn't make any fucking sense, and then you're just trying to fix like a couple of things at once, which is what I signed on for, doing this online in the edit, but it's not easy. Um, let's see. No, I want wet, bereft, and still wasted. Okay, cool. So I want a word for search. Oh, pursuit is perfect. Mm-hmm. There we go. There's Kevin Bader. Do I know you? Yeah, don't dox yourself. If your real name is on the UE2B, but let me see. I don't recognize you. Maybe you just wandered in from the dark. Lord only knows. All right, let me see. Let's voice Dwayne and Keku. I don't know either. Cynic has been there for a while. I'll voice Saint Horse and Nine Cars. So shout outs to those people. Oh, it's Kelly. Welcome back, there. Or did you just rename yourself from Kevin Batter to K. Ellie? It's a mystery to me. Okay. No, I'm not a Kevin. Okay. Yeah, me neither. It's not my. If I were picking names, I don't think I would pick Kevin. Yeah, if you couldn't have your own name, what name would you take? Like Bradius would obviously be Brad or Chad or something like that. I don't know what I think I'd go for something else that had a Z in it, but not like Xander. Ugh, I don't like that one. I don't know that I would take another name. I'm trying to think. Carlito. Carlito's a good one. Yeah, Carl or Earl. I like Earl a lot. It just sounds retarded. What up, Earl? Yo. Yeah, Earl is good. Carlito is good. I like Leroy. I could go with something that started with an L. Leroy. Like it's hilarious to be a white man named Leroy in Brooklyn, because you could just say, "Yeah, I'm Leroy," and everybody be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, Leroy Green. It's like, get out of here. It's a good name. Let me see. Yeah, if you told people in my neighborhood your name was Leroy, they look at you like you were like, "Yeah, my name would be Generic Juan," and they're like, "What the fuck?" Lon, like Lon Chaney. Oof. What's isn't Lon like short for Lombardo or some jazz like that? Lon is like Joe, and there are not many Lons. I don't know any Lons IRL. All right, cool. I like that a little bit better. So now it should be clearer that they're following the blood trail. Also, like I want it to be a quality of both. So, what they're doing throughout this story is stupid, right? I'm an Aaron. Oh, that's cool. No idea. But is Lon is a Jewish name? Was Lon Janey a Jew? What the? And he sucked all that blood. What's going on? It's highly anti-Semitic. All right, A. Aaron. It's a good name to have if you want your like. There's definitely like some Aaron with like three A's, A, comma Aaron that just does it to get their books like at the beginning, which is what I did with my books to keep them like way at the end of the thing. The last name in science fiction that I'm aware of, unless there's a Zerks or some horseshit like that. Okay, cool. Look at all this struggling. Every fucking carriage return that you see in here, every little paragraph mark, um, is just me suffering the whole fucking time, and we're almost through it. Mm-hmm. No, it might need a comma, but I assure you that sentence is not going to make it into our final. Like we're not even there. But it's true. It does need a comma. Now, see here, we no, it's fine. Here, our problem is that I don't know in my mind what he would do to her. Would he kill her? Would he like strip her of her power? Can we say disowned alone? Oh, mm. Okay. So there we can hint at what like the idea that the punishment that awaits her is far worse than being disowned, which we want to. Um, it wouldn't just disown her. So let's get rid of the... Yeah, you don't really stalk through a downpour. Yeah, I only get one slogged per chapter, sadly. Yeah, I think we got to use the slog there. I don't want to lose peeking in a tangle of silk sheiks, but hi, I just joined. Can you fill me in and what's happening? Yes, we're suffering immeasurably. This every instant that you see me here is agony because we're trying to rewrite a really bad chapter. This is a book called RAPAXORIS. If you want to gander, it is. We're on page 24 of 989 pages. Yeah. So this is what true agony looks like. So yeah, for some reason, I rewrite or I edit all of my books on stream. From time to time, readers will chime in. I don't know if you can see the chat history, but we've had some good suggestions already. This is a particularly bad chapter. The worse a chapter is, the harder that you have to work on it, and the more pain that you are in. Normally, like, these things just flow by, and we can get through like a chapter a day. We are on day 3. I think it's just day 2 of this chapter, but we have only gotten through half a page. So this is the normally all this shit is hidden behind a veil of somebody having the sense not to put it in public, but I kind of enjoy. Misery does love company. So yeah. Anyhow, I'm Zach ZYZ. I think somewhere in the stream you can see a link to mine website where books are available for free, and I do this every day. Even when I'm not on stream, I'm writing something. I've been doing this for 30 years. Jesus. Yeah, it's about 30 at this point. And I have nothing to show for it whatsoever. Let me see. If you want more context there, just so I can remind myself what I'm doing. Thus far in the story, these two were getting it on in a wizard's tower. A thief broke in and stole a magic orb, and they were too busy fucking to slay him, and now they are out in the streets. Smoke capitalized early. No, I don't think we capitalized smoke. I hope not. If we did, we'll need to fix it later. I want the last whips. Okay, and so I think I think there's a comma here between the rain let up just as their lantern sputtered out, because just as their lantern sputtered out is like a time phrase. Um, the rain let up just as their lantern sputtered out. But if actually, there we go. I don't think we need. So just is there if we're trying to make it like have some comedy there. The rain let. Oh yeah, it's better with just. The rain let up just as their lantern sputtered out. Oh, so here we say that the yeah, I do like the shivered in obscurity part. Uh, so we say that they're shuttered. So I wonder if a reader's been like, I thought he said the windows were all shuttered. But I do like the rain let up just okay. Okay, cool. I think we got through the bulk of where the chapter was shitty. It was really just that first page where we're sucking our own dicks. So now that the auto fellatio has ended, let us return to the beginning and try to make some sense of this nonsense. Oh, my billing method has expired. Oh, no. That's fine. Oh, yeah, it has. As Rigel howled to the rafters, his victim. So we're doing this just for syllabic balance. While Rigel howled to the rafters in the Half King Tavern, his victim scoured. Yeah. So I'm not sold on this first line. While Rigel howled to the rafters, his victims scoured the swamp streets. Wet, bereft, and still wasted, Revel and El Shalah slogged through the downpour in search of the stolen orb. They had nothing to go on. The deluge erased the thief's tracks. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I had it as had erase. Boom. The deluge had obliterated the thief's trail. Revel was certain the boy had bled out by now, but they found no body. The district was deserted. The lamps were blown out and the windows. Most windows were. The lamps were blown out, windows were shuttered against the shipbreaker, and the guard were long gone. And I think we changed that to guards. The guards were long gone. So, guard is one where it could be like a collective, like the guard. Like we're saying the Garda. Um, oof. Yeah, let's just do. No reason to just not have that essay. Okay, cool. Would the collective be capitalized? Oh, did it? God, I always do that wrong. I've been spelling thief wrong since 1995. Is the first time I can remember spelling it as thief and somebody making fun of me for it. Oh, I can never get that one right. Fucking I before E. Their search, uh, their search radiated out from the Tower of the Unraveler in a spiral of increasing desperation. Neither would admit it was hopeless. Okay, I like, let me see. No, the worst part is that I have, like, edited it and rewritten it the wrong way, like, 5 times. It's just, like, the default setting in my mind, and I can't, for some reason, overwrite it. Maybe it'll start getting fixed since I'm making such a big deal out of it. Disowned and broke, Revelry Ramus had no disowned and broke. Revelry Ramus had no means to replace his silver dagger. El Shalah's situation was far worse. If Araf found out she'd allowed a thief to break into the tower and escape unscathed, he wouldn't only disown her. The thought of explaining what she was doing in her The thought of explaining what she was doing in her father's bedchamber made Elle want to burst into flames. All right. It's a little clunky for the sentence, but no, dire's too much. Yep. So, instead of peeking in a tangle of silk sheets, she... I wonder if there's like a word for... Oh, actually... Oh, it's awful. So, instead of peeking in a tangle of silk sheets, the lovers trudged through sodden streets. Echoes of their stone steps chased them down drowned alleys and across overflowing avenues. Moments bled to minutes. Minutes dragged to hours. The rain blurred into a perpetual... The rain blurred into a perpetual hiss. Thunder groaned overhead and Revel grumbled along. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, did I just cut out the D? The. I don't know where that was. Like, honestly, the edit is blurring into a perpetual hiss for me. Thunder groaned overhead, and ZYZ grumbled along. At every paragraph brought a new complaint. All right, so I'm going to italicize his complaints. Oh, we can't do that. Yeah. His bollocks were bruised, his dagger was lost, and so was their cause, on and on. Finally, El Shalah barked at him to shut up. Revel sulked for blocks. The rain let up, just as their lanterns sputtered out. Spent and spattered in gray filth, they shivered in obscurity. Fog chased the heels of the squall. Oh, this is too much, yeah. No, although I don't want to lose... Fog followed the squall and swallowed the moon. The hangover began. No, we don't need to break the paragraph there. Oh, yeah. Oh, through Sodden Street? Yeah, it had to go. I mean, it does have, like, as much as I'm, like, harping on this, it really does have, like, kind of a neat lyrical, rhymey type of flow and so forth that I'm sure is totally unsellable, but I do like it. That's one of the things I really liked about Three Wolf was that you could almost like feel some asshole bard harping this in a tavern while everybody was ignoring him and trying to get laid. So I like that. So it is there for a purpose, as overblown as it is. Rebel and L flitted from one lit window to the next, drawn like moss to the glow of dying hearths. No. I liked it. So a guy is actually, my editor is actually working on Three Wolf right now, and once he is done with it, I guess I'll try again to. I think a magazine of science fiction and fantasy, which is the only one that would publish something that long, they have already rejected it, alas. So I could look a little bit to see if there's another magazine, but like at 16,000 words, I think they're the only one that buys shit that's that in length. So. It really, I should have just paid for an editor before I sent it to them. I might have had a better shot. I didn't think it was a really good chance that they would buy it. Just it's goofy. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. I think you have a curse because the story was rad, and I know I said it was rejected. Keep in mind, like, some of these people in the industry know who I am. Like, not just who I am as a person, but who I am, like, all of my various infernal identities online. There are people who are, like, very aware of who I am and what I do, and I may suffer as a result, but most don't give a shit. Most are just like, this is too weird. I'm not going to publish it. I don't want it in our magazine. And like the things are guttering out on their own merits or really their lack of merit. So, yeah, I don't think I'm cursed. I think just the shit is weird. And it's not for everybody because same, you know what I mean? Oh, but I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, so now we get into the comedy of errors here. El Shala. Soon they could scarcely see a stride ahead. Oh, I like that, yeah. Revel walked face first into a signpost and nearly cracked his skull. Damn it. Look at this. He raised a useless fist at his emblematic ambusher. Hawker's hoop was painted in peeling red letters on a wooden plank. I'm not taking out emblematic ambusher. Fuck that. It's Stan. And I'll put it back in. I don't care if somebody drops the book right there. I'm not taking it out. Watch where you're going. You'll draw the guard, El chided. How am I supposed to watch where I'm going? I can't even see. Okay. Yeah. Oh, shit. Did you just type that as I was fucking doing it? Oh, man. Synchronicity right there. Oh, yeah. How? I can't see, Revel hissed back. As if in answer, moonlight broke through the fog and illuminated the sorceress' scowl. Around her, Hawker... As if in answer, moonlight broke through the fog and illuminated El Shalah's scowl. Around her, Hawker's hoops shone silver. Rain pooled on the empty tables. The stalls were all locked up for the night. Okay, so this doesn't quite work here. Let's see. Cool. So we can just take... Yeah, the stalls were all closed for the night. Rain pooled on the empty tables. Okay, so here's a spot where, like, people, I think most people would understand. Well, let me see. How many people are going to know that a hawker? Ebon just means black. Ebony is generally the wood. Yeah. Yeah. But ebon doesn't have the confusion of wondering if the statue is made out of wood, because it's not. It's made out of rock. You could just say black marble, but it's not the same. I like that we have an enormous black face. That's me and Trudeau. They yelped in unison. An enormous black face loomed above them. Ah! They yelped in unison and saw they were fools. And they yelped in unison, then saw they were fools. All right, that works. That works a little bit better. Oh, you can't. The thing is, like, people are asleep around me, so I can't do like a loud scream, right? And like you can't do the You, I can see like the volume goes through the roof when I do that, so I'm trying not to. As I'm cursing and lamenting constantly my lack of progress. That's why we don't LRH. I do it every week, and so I can get loud there. But they're like 2 feet away from me is like some wretched baby dreaming its devil dreams. So I can't. It's my baby. No, what do we got here? They yelped in unison, then saw they were fools. Revel and El yelped in unison, then saw they were fools. It was only the ebon face of the tinkered infant. A statue of Lazala rose from the flooded fountain, 15 feet high. The smith's arms were as thick as tree trunks, carved from a single slab of black Iranic marble. Water leapt in streams where his great hammer crashed against the world anvil. Okay, cool. I saw hunting around on the internet, but YouTube swallowed it whole. What's fancy about that? It's not swallowed whole. It's just privated too. Yeah, I found that if I make any of my videos that are on YouTube, if I take them off of private, then I immediately get hate crime strikes. So all the shit that you used to be able to say, well, one is like they're doing a new thing where unprivated videos they immediately do text to speech. What is it? Fucking processing on it, and if they detect like the three key slurs, which are the hard R N word, the short word for transmission, and probably the bundle of sticks word. If you say any of those three words, wow, 100 viewers for only 5 cents only? Why would I give a shit? Fucking idiot. Wait, hold on. Can I ban this? Why would you even bother? There'll be another one soon. But, yeah, I very much hope that everybody involved in spamming will die IRL. Like all of them just killed by a tempest, huddled in their huts in deepest Bangladesh. Anyhow, that aside, what was I getting at there a second ago? I had some idea. The pair peered up at the founder of Laz. The sculptor had imbued something inhuman into the sharp planes of the smith's face. Into the sharp planes of the blacksmith's face. Revel broke the silence. Elle, it's been hours. I know. I can't see a thing in this soup. Can't you magic up a light or something? Why didn't I think of that? That. Okay, so they made it to the. Let's see. Let me see. Remove comma. Then saw they were fools. No, we can just. I like realize a little bit better there. Oh wait, no. No, I think you have to have a comma after then there. Because like the way that I guess you're saying that like then happens after. I'll probably let me just take your fucking word for it. You're right more than I am. Revel and Elle yelped in unison. Then, no, there's definitely. Come on. You only need a comma. Okay. Yes. So it's an interjection there. And wait. No. Well, then I'll leave you alone. Without the. Oh, fuck me. At the start of a sentence, you can omit a comma after a single word adverb of time, such as afterward. When we visited we do not usually place a comma before and after these transition words in the middle of a sentence. However, you may include them to strengthen according to pristine word. Comma after then, the ultimate guide. All right, let's take a look. God, look at all these bullshit ads. Temporal adverb, unnecessary. And at the beginning of a sentence, and then is used as a conjunction. Okay, looks like you were right. All right, I'm glad we looked into it. Yeah, you could put it there. Yeah, it's not an interjection. I think it's fine. Then saw they were, and I think then saw is different. Like I like the flow of that a little bit better than realize that they were fools. So I think that's good. Revel and Elle yelped in unison, then saw they were fools. It was only the ebon face of the Tinkerton font. Tinkerton font. Font needs to be capitalized there because it's a specific. It's a proper noun. Wait, is it a proper noun? Because font is just short for. It's short. It would be short for fountain. I think that's why. I think I've gone through this in my mind before. Let's just do it that way. We know we don't. All right. Font is to fountain like Evan is to Ebony. Yeah. Let me see. Hell, it's been hours. I know. I can't see a thing in this soup. Can't you magic up a light or something? Why didn't I think of that? What could go wrong? Why didn't I think of that? Let me conjure a great big ball of fire so everyone in Tinkerton sees I'm a witch. What could go wrong? Ugh. Yeah, what indeed could go wrong? I get the impression it's like a proper noun there. I don't know if it's a little unclear to me whether the abbreviated form it's not something anybody's going to pick up but us. They wouldn't dare. Revel patted the scabbard at his side. They wouldn't dare. What do you know about what they dare? How would you know? These people have nothing. That little shit certainly dared to burgle my tower. He should have been blasted to bits. Okay, cool. That's a little better. How would you know? These people have nothing. I love the line, that little shit certainly dared to burgle my tower. I hope that people make a habit of saying burgle my tower in the very near future. He should have been blasted in half. Oh, blasted in half is wrong, too. Because he was incinerated. It was a pillar of fire. He should have been incinerated the moment he touched the ward. Why wasn't he? Was it because we were Was it because we were occupied? No. He wore a bane. Snake lead. It thwarts any sort of sorcery. Oh. Why doesn't everyone wear them then? It's rare and dangerous. The fumes can drive you mad. Okay, cool. Once I go to bed, my vocabulary is going to increase tenfold. Yeah, we do use some ridiculous words. Don't do what I'm doing. By the way, do not write like this. As you can see from the total pain that I'm suffering, this is all because I dared too much. Yeah, this is, if I had just written this like straightforward, we would be done with, like, I could have written 5 regular books in the time that I spent fucking around with this convoluted language. And like, I have to tell you, readers do not like this, right? They see it and like, you know, they just want to read, you know, Patterson and fucking, who's that one guy, John Grisham and stuff like that, like, where their language is just very simple and easy to parse, right? This is just vanity on my part, so do not fall into the pit that I am in. It can be done, but only I can do it. I can't even do it. She's it. It's rare and oh, why doesn't everyone wear those? It's rare and dangerous. So, I don't know if I can have that comma there. It's very rare and dangerous. Let me see. Yeah, I really am I swear, I'm worse than Incog with this writing shit. You know how he's like picking along on his garbage computer and working a dead end job and like refusing to do anything with himself and like turning away every woman that comes into his life and so forth. I'm the equivalent with this. I just refuse to write the right way. And I know the right way too. It's not hard to do. I mean, it is hard. I mean, it's not easy to write like succinctly and whatever. But I don't know. I did a few books like that. And I just got so bored. And this is really fun to do this dumb shit. Oh. Why doesn't everyone wear one? It's very rare. It can drive you mad. Revel kicked a spray of water. There we go. The lead is rare and poisonous. Snake lead is rare and poisonous. It slowly drives you mad. Revel kicked a spray of water at the fountain. A wrought iron fence was raised around it. Revel kicked a spray of water at the statue. A wrought iron fence ringed the fountain to keep the drunks out. The thief chose to cross a wrath. He was already crazy. All right. Let's go, El pressed. Let's keep going, El pressed, spurred by the mention of her father. Okay. Before we send this one out, add an author's note preface where I mention my desire to have fun while I wrote this, but also touch on the pain. Like, that's every book, though. Every book is like, some might not realize that this was written for the joy of alliteration and having fun, as much as and judge it in some. We don't get to do that, right? Like when you write a book or sing a song or whatever, you don't get to like fucking hedge it with your intent, right? Like an artistic work is judged on its merits, completely bereft of context, right? Like the people don't get to know that I'm like struggling at it. They don't get to know, like, none of that shit matters. The work has to stand on its own. Like the only reason to have like something in the preface is something like Space Tards, where I have to have a premise there because the current political climate is just like, you're not allowed to say retards, but I want to say retards. So, and it's not meant in like an evil way. You can have like a mention to like keep people from getting bent out of sorts unnecessary, but even then, if somebody wanted to get offended, they would. Like if I mattered at all in publishing, like a bunch of people would outcry. But this is the case with any like kind of finished work. The book has to stand on its own, and your intent is irrelevant. You know, like what you were trying to do, if it doesn't come across, you failed, right? So that's one of the reasons why we're trying to it's the sort of thing that every writer has a 1 in 20 chance of getting away with it even once. I mean, you can get away with it in that like the book is out there. Somebody can read it if they want. They're just the thing about writing like this way is that people won't read it, you know? Usually only after they've gotten success otherwise. I have a book that we wrote in a very non-flowery language, right? We wrote Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady. No, the Proud of the Cloud thing. It's from there's a high school that has Proud of the Cloud. Their team is the Bombers. Japanese exchange student offers her views on Richmond High Cloud's mushroom logo. Look at this. Oh, Proud of the Cloud. Yeah, the Richmond High is emblazoned with a mushroom cloud. Going nuclear, the high school mascot of mass destruction. Yeah, hell yeah. The Bombers. Oh yeah, I want this jacket so bad. The Richland Bombers, and they've got Nukem and Proud of the Cloud. The offensive Nukem. I don't. I can actually remake this jacket. Oh, I'm doing it. Oh yeah. Yeah, look, they've got the super fortresses and stuff on there. It's fucking dope. Right now it is 8:04 a.m. So I should let's wrap up this chapter and not get distracted by the Richland Bombers. I got to get one of those jackets made up. I'm doing it. Makes sense. Only a madman would cross a wrath. Let's keep going, Elle pressed, spurred by the mention of her father. I don't need to add this. Yeah. Now, we've been at this all night. What if we can't find the thief? Failure is not an option. Oh, that's... She wouldn't say that. That doesn't sound right. That's not an option. But what if we don't find him? We have to, El Shala insisted. Yeah, there's another one where like I try to get away with insist, but I cannot. But Revel began. Listen to me, Revel. Listen to me, Revel. If my father comes back and finds out I spent my whole summer... Listen to me, Revel. If my father comes back, comma... Oh, no, there's no comma there. Listen to me, Revel. If my father comes back and finds out I spent the whole summer fucking you instead of studying, I will be in terrible trouble. I think... Let me see if there's supposed to be a comma on instead. No, not instead of decimal, you fucking Google. We use instead as a preposition. Yeah, let's take a look. You don't always need to use a comma. Instead, comma. Instead of as a preposition. Okay, hold on. Deep. Let's see. No. No, we can't use deep shit there. Okay, so it is a preposition. Yeah. If my father comes back and finds out I spent the whole summer fucking you instead of studying, I will be in terrible trouble. Okay. There we go. We need the M dash. Well, you might just have to accept that. I wasn't done. I will be in trouble. You will be dead. Arath will kill you. Arath will murder you. No. Kill is like less personal there. I am not, by the way, buying this dialogue. Right? It's straining my credulity. Let me see there. Listen to me, Revel. If my father comes back and finds out I spent the whole summer fucking you instead of studying, I will be in... I wasn't done. Yeah, terrible, terrible trouble. I'm in terrible, terrible trouble. Okay, so I'd buy it a little bit more if she repeats it. Well, you might just have to accept that. I wasn't done. I will be in trouble. You will be dead. Arath will kill you. You will be dead. Okay, cool. Oh, this the italics for emphasis is always like something we harp on, but it really is like you can't convey that I will be in trouble, you will be dead. Okay, which is very like cunty, clueless, but I think it works more. Revel recoiled. He wouldn't. I'm the Duke's son. Duke is capitalized. Elle stared back at him. Her face had no give. Don't tell him then. Just make something up. Don't mention me. He will pick apart my lies and then do the same thing to you. And do the same to you. All right, cool. I like that. He will pick apart my lies and do the same to you. You'll have to flee the city. I can't leave Lass. Once my father realizes war is unavoidable, he needs me back. I have a brigade to lead. So forgive, it should really be something more, pardon is what we want. Once my father realizes war is unavoidable, he'll pardon me. I have a brigade to lead. Then we have to find the orb. Our lives depend on it. This isn't fair. It was your idea to screw in the garret. Fair has nothing to do with it now. This is life or death. Oh my god. I have completely lost track of time and space and where commas go. Can't you just scry the thief out? Do you ever think? Would I stand here soaked and slathered in shit if I could scry him out? Idiot! Elle's voice crackled with anger. What am I supposed to do? I can't even see, Revel shouted back. His voice boomed out into the fog. In the distance, a whistle blew 4 long notes. Rewrite this chapter ending, you were lazy, I told myself. Is that the guard? Revel asked. Elle shook her head. I think that's a gang mustering. That's a gang mustering. They'll be out for spoils after the squall. How big are these gangs? I don't know. It varies. 10 or 15 at least. Revel's bluster blew away. That's too many. We need to leave. In the morning I can muster 20 men. Cool. All right, so that works a little bit better. No, then the whole Courtier will know. This can't get back to a wrath. Let's just keep going. If we run into trouble, let me handle it. This can't get back to a wrath. Let's just keep going. If a gang finds us, I'll handle it. You? I'm a RAS apprentice. They know me here. I'm known. Oh, yeah, let's just see. I'm a RAS apprentice. I'm known. Oh, well, so this doesn't fit with like her. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just a cunt. She is kind of a cunt. Uh, Great big blazing ball of flame. Oh, I like big blazing. They're both supposed to be cunts, and they're both supposed to be unrelatable at the offset, but later relatable through their hardship and suffering, but still cunts throughout the story. We never lose track of them being cunts. The reader will eventually relate with them and like not just hope that they die, but they are not meant to be relatable here. It is only meant to be through their hardship that they become relatable characters, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. My magic will protect us. I'll handle it. They'll shoot us in the back, El. You told me you were bad on defense. I just need practice. I wasted the whole summer on you. Revel looked like she'd run him through. Elle regret her words immediately. Revel looked like she'd run him through. It was better with just Revel recoiled, but we used Revel recoiled earlier. Yeah, running through too much. Revel winced. I'll regret her words immediately. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Maybe you're right. I should just leave Laz. Okay, cool. And so remember how we were just saying that the characters were cunts and they were unrelatable? Here is me like already starting to reel that in a little bit. So they're not just total cunts to each other. Like she realizes she's gone too far here. Like just saying I wasted my whole summer on you. Like the guy that she's the one that's bossing around and fucking doming and so forth. Maybe you're right. I should just leave. I should leave Laz. I should leave and never come back. I should leave Laz and never come back. Rebel looked away. She reached out for her, and he's like such a fucking drama queen, too. Four whistles sounded again. They were closer. You know what? You're right. Let's call it a night. You know what? You're right. This is hopeless. Okay. We can keep going. The thief is bound to do something stupid. I'll draw us a hot bath. We can search tomorrow when the fog cleared. Revel closed his eyes, took a deep breath. We don't need the deep breath. I like this ending, actually. I don't know why I thought this was shit. Well, I did have to rewrite the entire chapter. The thief is bound to do something stupid. I'll draw us a hot bath. We can search tomorrow when the fog clears. The thief is bound to do something stupid. Let's go home. I'll draw us a hot bath. We'll find him tomorrow when the fog clears. Revel closed his eyes and nodded assent. It began to rain again as they squelched off into the fog. A long hour later, Revel stubbed his toe and bellowed an oath at his old foe. El Shalah hissed in exasperation. They'd wandered in a circle. The sign said, Hawker's Hoop. Ugh, so much better. Oh my god. Even it's not ideal, but it's still so much better. A long hour later, Revel stubbed his toe. He looked up and bellowed an oath at his old foe. El Shalah hissed in exasperation. They'd wandered in a circle. The sign said, Hawker's Hoop. That's a good ending. Yeah. No, the chapter's staying. You know, so the chapter had to be here
Let's take a look and see what we did with our goals, right? Like, let's. How many pages did we even get here? It's just 24. It's only like a 3-page chapter too. So we show that they're in pursuit and trying to find him. We show that there are significant limitations to our power, which is critical there. We add, like, this is the chapter where we're like putting in motivation. Like, why don't they just call for help? Why don't they just tell her dad, like, hey, we were fucking and somebody stole the orb. It's unacceptable, and there's an existential threat to both her and Rebel, which is why they keep trying to fix things themselves and get increasingly into trouble, which is like an old shitty trope, but it's one that I think, if you have a better idea for how to move the story along, I'm welcome to hear it. We get into the reality of the snake-led... Oh, shit, Dark Mage. You just missed the whole edit, by the way. Okay, so I like the parts that we include in the chapter, like the statue of the founder of Lazala, and he has like a vaguely inhuman look that'll become important later. And so here, this is a key part in their relationship where this is a throwaway summer romance for both of them. But they also are still human beings. Like, she sees that she's gone too far, and you see him trying to weasel out of accountability for what he's done. We did leave in the bollocks are bruised. That is up here where he is griping incessantly. Every intersection brought a new complaint. His bollocks were bruised, his dagger was lost, and so was their cause, on and on. Finally, El Shalah barked at him to shut up. Revel sulked for blocks. All right, cool. Yeah, Balak's ego and toe, and he lost his fucking dagger. Oh, he got slammed in the face, too. He really is our whipping boy here. Okay, so this chapter, to me, is doing the work that we set out for, and it has, like, a good quasi-comedic ending right there. So let's take a look. It's 24 through... It's 5 pages. So 2 days for 5 pages. That is not bueno. We show some of her fear. We show them, like, coming down from the high. We do end on a number. So, okay, cool. That's good. And then the next chapter is in better shape. So, all right. So, I mean, 6 days in, we've got 5 chapters done. It's not fucked up. All right, so who was present for this? Let's give... I don't remember. Oh, I think this got deleted, but... Okay. Milness. Alright, I don't think those are the only people... The sign said Hawker's Hoop. Wait, let's take a look at the period. Oh, yeah, there's absolutely a period there. I can't believe we missed that one. Well, I should give you one more just for the period there. Yeah, because it almost needs to be in quotes. This is a generous... Yeah, well, I appreciate the company more than anything else there. All right. I should see the rest of this thing. Yeah, what is it? RAPAXORIS is a story that you would like, Dark Mage. It's like all demons and bargains and fucking and sorcery and swords, and yeah, it's good. Yeah, much improvement from a chapter where really, like, I was rolling up my eyes and, like, I thought, like, you could see 40 minutes into this edit, I was just like, I don't want to fucking do this. I'm just gonna do it offline. Fuck you guys. I'm going home. But oh yeah, we're almost to get to the fishing and the pigs and stuff like that. So all this persists into... Yeah, I've been working on RAPAXORIS for at least a decade. I think we went through it, but I think the earliest ones are in like 2013 or 2014. And you can tell, it's 1,000 pages long. And it's going to get to about 1,100 before we're done, probably. We're going to break this one up and serialize it, because it's so big. All right, well... We did something fruitful with our day. Thank you all for being a part of it. And yeah, like, apologies if I get cranky and ornery when we're doing it. It really is just a fucking struggle to work through the chapters where they're bad. But those are where we can make the biggest improvement. Like, if you don't have cracks, the light don't shine in. Or whatever. Fucking Tom Waits. All right, let me get out of here. I'm gone.